Across Britain's countryside, in verdant fields, rolling hills, and secret forests, lie unique spaces in beautiful places of all shapes and sizes, unloved and unused, until now. Simon Parfitt, a master craftsman with a flair for design in magical rural retreats.
You know, you're trying to create a piece of art, something that catches the eye.
Is helping to turn forgotten spaces into one-of-a-kind holiday gems.
When you're trying to make a really special place for people to come and stay, it's really important that you work with the space. This treehouse sits here perfectly. It's really enchanting, and it makes me feel like a child again.
Us Brits are changing our holiday habits, staying closer to home. Short breaks have never been so good.
As soon as you come into this bedroom, the first thing you think about is, wow, it's a really incredible space. You're trying to reinvent the wheel and come up with things that people don't expect to see. They've got to be impressed the moment they see it and get them to keep coming back.
Together with the help of some of the country's most innovative designers and craftspeople,
Yes!
We need to get these seats out and rip up the floor.
they will breathe new life into these spaces.
It's a real surprise element. You come around the corner and you're like, whoa, there's a bath outside the end of the deck.
Creating truly unique B&Bs.
Look what happens.
Oh, my word.
It makes it so different from anything else that you could possibly find.
That's what it's all about. Just look at that stunning view. We're looking down into the Wye Valley with all the woodlands on the slopes. It really is one of the most amazing locations, and it'd be such a special place to come and stay.
This little piece of paradise straddles the border between England and Wales. An area of outstanding natural beauty. Famous for its limestone gorges, dense native woodlands, and abundant wildlife.
Oops.
It's where Al Herbert and George MacLeod moved to with their children.
There you go. Oh, they'll think it's Christmas.
Looking for a more peaceful and greener life in the hope of running a B&B.
Hi, guys. Is this your ladies?
These are 3 of the ladies, yes.
Oh, my God. Hi, girls. It's a great spot you've got here. In fact, we're in a quarry. Can you tell me a bit about it?
Well, we were looking for somewhere with a little bit of land, and about 5 years ago, we just came across it, and we walked in, and we were just amazed. Had a magic about it that we were just really excited about.
And what a place to discover.
Our kids love it. There's been many a dent built in here, and sleepovers and big camping adventures. Really, really cool place to have children. So we just had the idea that it would be really nice to open it up to other people. Anybody who comes here, they sort of come in, they're so surprised.
Blown away, aren't they, really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds amazing. Do you know what, though? I'd really like to go and see the space you're thinking of for your B&B. Should we go and do that?
Absolutely.
Come on, let's go and explore.
George and Al have 2 acres of land in what was once a limestone quarry.
Beautiful lime kilns.
Amazing feature.
The mining business closed over 40 years ago. But a new chapter in the quarry's commercial history is about to begin, in the form of a quirky B&B.
Look at that.
Yep.
It's a van.
This is Cosmo.
Cosmo.
Yeah.
So what is it, a Mercedes 708?
709, actually.
709. It's quite
Yeah.
a big van.
Yep, it's a
How
great
long
size.
has it been there?
It's been here a year or 2 now.
Do you think he's going to move from where he is now?
No, I think we've decided this is going to be its final resting
That's
home.
his final resting spot.
Yeah. You know, it's been such a great part of our family
Yeah.
that we couldn't let it go.
Cosmo was the family's camper van when George and Al's children were little. It's been well loved, but age and mileage has finally taken its toll.
Is it waterproof?
Yeah, I think it's holding out just about.
You think?
Yeah.
Should I go and have a look?
Yeah, good idea.
So she's seen a bit of life. Look, there's a hole here. Now, look at that.
We can fix that hole.
And one here.
We can fix that hole too.
We didn't want that anyway.
Well, apart from about 5 holes and 2 broken skylights, it is waterproof.
Oh.
Yeah, it's coming
Yeah.
off. Oh, wow. That's a grill and a sink and an old gas fridge. Through there's the bed, yeah. But I like the use of the pallet wood. Did you put that on?
I did, yes. Yeah.
Okay. And this is a little beauty, the stove. Boatman, in fact, which they're designed for small spaces, right in front of the door. And then you've got all this stuff in the front, so potentially we could take these out and reclaim the space. Do you think?
Absolutely, yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
great.
Al and George need Cosmo to generate income as a holiday let, but don't quite know how.
I'd like to somehow make it feel part of the quarry, so bring quite a lot of natural elements in because it is in a lot of trees, it's against that amazing rock. How do we sort of make it feel like it's meant to be there where it is rather than at the moment a big Mercedes rust bucket dumped
Just
in the
landed
garden.
in the field.
Yeah.
The Quarry is the B&B's unique selling point. Safe for kids to play and overflowing with wildlife. Simon needs to turn the battered old van into a bijou residence that feels like it's always belonged here. And that will include repainting the exterior.
My first thought is a choice of colour, something that's going to make it really blend in with that environment, especially as we're going to have to fix the roof, get it watertight. And then we need a space outside. I'm almost thinking a deck, but the land is sloping there, so it's going to have to be a triangle, but it'd be a great place to sit outside. Inside, we've got to think about the layout. Because we're going to take out the front seats, we're going to use that part of the van differently. And I think some kind of luxurious sofa, something that's a really nice place to hang out and sit in the warmth by the fire. It's got potential, and it'd be great to bring him back to be a member of the family again. But if I'm honest, Cosmo looks a bit old and tired, so it's going to take quite a bit of sorting out.
With such an ambitious project, George and Al pull in friends and family to help. They fix the leaky roof, paint the outside of the van to complement the setting, and start the cedar decking. Now Cosmo's watertight, Simon brings in his team to start work. Interior designer Catch Archer, who's a whiz at turning tired spaces into stunning places.
Oh, wow, it's gorgeous. It's amazing.
Yeah, what a beauty.
And top carpenter Ian Sang, who's great at designing furniture for the trickiest of spots.
Yeah,
It's good, isn't it?
I can see myself living in this.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
But before Catch and Ian can work on the van, the inside still needs sorting out.
We need to get these seats out and rip up the floor. Ready?
Yep.
Here we go. That's the swivel base. Put that somewhere useful. It's amazing having all those extra people to help.
Oh, we've got amazing friends. Yeah, a real tribe. It's fantastic.
So I'm kind of wondering, when Cosmo's all finished and you've got guests staying in, what are you hoping it's going to bring to you and your family?
Well, it's all part of a grand plan to change our lives, really. I've had years of sort of really full-on stressful jobs, 3-hour commutes. It's just, you know, I just didn't want to live like that anymore. And Al's got 2 teenage boys and I've got twins, and we just want to spend more time with them. And we've got a couple of acres of land here, and we want to sort of, you know, make a living from our land, and Cosmo's part of that. Just live a bit slower, all of us.
Sounds like a great plan.
Yeah.
With the front of the van now empty, Simon can focus on how he will use the additional space.
So Ian, we've managed to rip out the front seats of the van and we've taken the steering wheel off and all the other knobs and levers that were in the way. And this is what we're left with. It's going to have to be one of the most important wow factors of the van because it's right where you come in and it's where you're sitting around by the fire. And immediately I'm thinking of a really luxurious couch, but it needs to also second up as a bed.
Yeah, it sounds really cosy. So what about this stuff we've got here?
If we can get it out cleanly, we could reuse it at the other side.
Yeah, create our frame with it.
Yeah, and that'll save us a chunk of work.
It's a funky old space to be working in.
Yeah, it's an awkward shape. You happy with that?
I am happy with that.
Brilliant. Great. Good luck.
That's great.
Whilst Ian sets up a workshop in a now not-so-quiet corner of the quarry, Simon wants designer Catch to build a new centrepiece table for the van.
This is like the real focus point of the van, I think.
Okay.
And we need to be able to double it up so we can use it as a dining space as well. And the existing table is shot, but we have got the material that used to hold it up, which is a standard camping leg. So you can size how big that table is going to be using this equipment. And I'd like something that's really going to catch the eye.
No problem, leave it with me.
Great. OK, and then back in the sleeping area, that's going to stay where it is before, but we've got the opportunity to add some real colour to it and some little magic touches.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. OK, let's do it.
Okay.
Cosmo and the quarry location positively ooze potential. And Simon wants to help George and Al understand how to tap into this. He's taking them to a quirky, self-catering cabin on the edge of the Forest of Dean. Perfect for mini-moons and couples wanting to reconnect with nature. It's booked up throughout the year.
So, this is called Up. And as you can see, it is up. And I thought it'd be really great to show you what people are doing locally. Should we go and check it out?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay.
Great. Yeah. So you can see why it's called Up. And then straight away, you're onto a really massive deck.
Oh, wow, look at this.
So if we come up and have a look. Yep, straight
Oh, wow,
away
wasn't
you can see
expecting that. Yeah, lovely.
why they've done it. It's almost like a treehouse, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great big elevation, and down there, of course, is the Wye Valley. Looks beautiful down there.
Yeah, gorgeous. You feel really held by the trees, don't
Yeah.
you? It's lovely.
Whilst this is a cabin and it's very different to Cosmo, I think one of the things I'd like to bring in is this transition between inside and outside space, and they have really maximised the use of light by recycling all of these windows inside. But I think the idea of getting more light in is really, really great.
Outside, the owners have added thoughtful touches, growing herbs and vegetables for their guests to use for dinner.
It's really simple. Pallets turned on the side with bag planters. These got vegetables growing in them. It's a really cheap, interesting way of making divisions. So it could define the edge of the decking or kind of where we want to control that space. But what I really wanted to show you is round here.
Okay.
Let's go and have a look. Look.
Oh, look at that. Oh, isn't that lovely?
Isn't it great?
Oh, wow.
It's a real surprise element. You come around the corner and you're like, whoa, there's a bath outside the end of the
I
deck.
really was not expecting that. Yeah.
It's got hot and cold running taps, and you've got an incredible view, but you're still private. You're not feeling like you're stripping off and parading yourself around in front of the neighbours.
Yeah, I love the way that it's private in the enclosed space, and the use of herbs is gorgeous.
It's just a simple thing that's in every house, but done in a completely different way.
Yeah, love to have a bath in there. It's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Nothing better than a bath in the rain.
With a glass of wine.
With a glass of wine, there you go. OK, so straight into the bedroom. And as you can see, it is really quite simple. It's got a stunning bed, but you don't need much else to have a really high impact. There's some nice little touches.
Especially when you can lie there and looking out at that. It's absolutely gorgeous, yeah. I like all the natural feel of the materials that she's used.
There's even some real quirks. Like these are all hung up with people's rings. It's much more about attention to detail and where you focus the eye.
Al and George have used pallet wood inside Cosmo, their camper van, a cheap way to create a feature wall. The cabinet up has turned it into an art form.
Pallet wood. I noticed it in your van,
Yeah,
so you guys
yeah.
obviously like it. And I think it's a theme that we can really pick up on, potentially, around any of the storage boxes or on the sides of the units.
I think it's great. Hers has got slightly more definition in colour than ours has.
One of the tricks with pallet woods is to try and get variation. So I deliberately pick out the boards which are different thicknesses and colours, and I'll throw it into the wall intentionally. And then you don't get everything looking the same.
We could look at maybe getting a bit more colour variation in ours though, because this is really nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Back at the Quarry, Catch has the challenge of bringing the wild and natural surroundings to the inside of the van.
It's actually such a beautiful spot here that you just can't help but be inspired. It's just such a lovely fresh air, and there's even butterflies out today. It's gorgeous. We're just going to have to incorporate that into the design.
Carpenter Ian is already underway making a new wooden seat for the tricky space at the front of the van.
So we're just making the substructure for the base of the sofa bed. And actually I'm trimming off the sort of rough factory edge. So I've got a nice clean cut to work from.
Ian's design not only acts as a seating area, underneath it will create valuable storage space.
The length of the bed is just about right for a young person to sleep in lengthways.
The cabinet up brought the outside inside, and Catch has come up with a plan for the dining table Simon once designed.
What I thought I'd do is use inspiration from the luscious plants in the area and really bring that into the space. So what I've decided to do is to, very simple, use some masking tape to do a silhouette of a plant, which I'll paint over and peel off the masking tape, and it's going to be a really beautiful, unique table. It's actually really helpful when you're doing this to cut on the table, because you then get a slight knife groove into the wood, and that stops the paint from bleeding into the silhouette.
With the base of the sofa bed made, Ian's cutting down the metal frames of the old front seats to hold it.
Nice work.
I'm not doing it too wet because we don't want that to bleed through. So working from the masking tape outwards really helps to keep those lines nice and neat.
This is going to give us a nice level platform to build the bed, sofa, snuggy space. And then all the upholstery will happen, and all the wow and cushions, it'll be look amazing.
Okay, and now the moment of truth. Yes! 2 coats of varnish and they'll be done. Beautiful.
Back at the cabin, Simon has arranged for George and Al to meet the owner, Jill, to find out how she's turned a dilapidated old cabin into a successful holiday let that people come back to again and again.
So Jill, it's an amazing place. Can you tell us a bit about how you got started?
So it all started many years ago when I was made redundant and needed to make some money and didn't have much money to spend.
When you started the project, what was the original building like?
There was red lights everywhere, maroon bath with gold taps, mirrors on the ceiling. It really was quite horrific. The bedroom was nothing like that. It just had one window. And of course, that's where the view was and that's where the wow factor was going to be. So managed to find somebody getting rid of their old conservatory and fitted it round. And yeah, now floor to ceiling light floods in the bedroom. So you don't need expensive bifold, trifold doors. The walls were uneven, and instead of getting somebody in to plaster them and pay lots of money, we just got some pallet wood and clad the uneven wall. And it was to make it feel like a tree house, so to get rid of everything that was plastic or, you know, not in keeping, and just bring in all the wood we could, all the greenery we could, and make it just really have some integrity.
Absolutely love your bath. Feels like something that really sets your place apart, actually. So that's what we're going to be looking for, is, you know, what's that little surprise that we can do. So
some people just completely don't get it, do not get the idea, especially in the winter. And other people just love it. There's been a proposal in there. Anytime the guests aren't here, I'm in that bath with my glass of wine, looking up at the stars.
So would I be.
Me too.
Yeah. Room for you both.
With a little creativity and a shoestring budget, Jill has turned her treetop hideaway into a lucrative business.
So, Al and George, we've all really liked this place, but I'm going to ask you to guess how much you think is charged for a night.
What do you reckon, Al?
Oh, I'd say £100 a night.
Oh, I'd go more than that. I think 150, something like that.
So I guess you're both right. I do short breaks. I do Monday to Friday, 4 nights, £400, and Friday to Monday, 3 nights, also £400. All year round, it's the same price.
Great, good guess, I think. Thank you, Jill, for your time.
Brilliant, thank you, Jill.
Oh,
yeah,
thanks,
really
Jill.
inspiring.
And good
I'll have
luck.
to swap you for a night in the van sometime.
Fresh from their visit to the cabin, George and Al have asked carpenter friend Giles to cut a new window into Cosmo to bring more light inside the van. And Simon is bringing his hands-on expertise to transform the kitchen.
So we've decided we want to make a really beautiful looking worktop for inside of Cosmo, and we've managed to find 2 really nice pieces of cedar. It's the same wood that's being used to make the deck. And what we wanted is a really natural edge. It's called a waney edge, which is the wobble of the edge of the tree trunk where the bark is. And by keeping that shape flowing around even where I cut it and then into the natural waney edge, it's going to look like a really organic piece of timber. And that's bringing the kind of natural feel inside the van.
The hole for the kitchen window is cut, and the window from the van's old door recycled. Some new rubber seal ensures everything's watertight. And for minimal money, Cosmo's kitchen has become a room with a view. In the front of the van, the bespoke sofa bed is taking shape and cushions are being made.
I have to do a needle, which isn't the easiest.
I've got needle threaders in because of my old age blindness.
I can do this. Hey!
You've done it.
See, I've still got it.
Catch is using natural colours for the cushions, which will blend in with the quarry.
So do you do much sewing?
I used to sew all the time, actually. My nan taught me when I was about 4. She taught me how to sew. She was a seamstress and she taught me on her big industrial machine. So my mum used to have a heart attack because I was there, this little girl, like, with the with the machine. So, but yeah, for recent years, less so though. To be fair, too busy. But I do love it. I've never sewn outside before.
It's a first.
Definitely a first. Yeah. How about you?
Well, I think there's something very nostalgic about sewing, don't you?
Yeah.
It's kind of, this machine is actually older than me. It belongs to my mum.
Oh, how lovely.
Yeah.
The cushioned seat will create an additional sleeping area in Cosmo and boost the van's rental potential. And Simon's new kitchen will add to that.
So we've now got a really sanded smooth. It's looking great. And I've been inside and I've marked out where the little hob is going to be and where our sink is going to be. And I'm about to cut those out with a jigsaw, as well as the corners and the ends, so they have a really nice organic flow to them.
Keeping the edges and the colours soft gives a calming feel to the inside of the van.
Right, so we're going all the way, second coat.
Al's son Louis and George's son Charlie are using a pale green paint to blend Cosmo's interior in with the Quarry.
Oh, brilliant. How are we getting on, Ian?
Yeah, really well. It's come together nicely. We've got 2 huge storage containers now, and we use our original framework, which we cut in half and put over here, as we discussed. And I'm just finishing off, making sure these are nice lifting holes.
So you can lift them out.
Yeah.
It's great. So it's actually the size of a child's bed. In fact, I could lie on that. So we've just got to work out this back. What are we thinking with that?
Well, got a little support down here that holds this back panel, and now we're just working out what's a comfortable angle so that you can recline and enjoy the rest of the van.
It's about where you are now, actually. You happy sorting that?
Yeah, I just need to tack those on. Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
If you need a hand, give me a shout.
Thank you very much.
And then I've got another job for you after that.
Oh, brilliant.
Great, well done.
Thanks.
Let's get this baby on.
George and Al's dream is to transform their much-loved camper van into the ultimate weekend getaway. It's the same dream that Lindsay and her husband David had when they bought their first camper van in Bristol. So how did it all start?
13 years ago, after seeing a friend's converted van, my partner and I got the idea that we really wanted to convert our own. So we found an old builder's van and set to work. And when we were finally done, we just fell in love with her. She had so much of our heart and soul in her, and we named her Bella.
To bring in some income, Lindsay and David began renting Bella out. It was the start of a hugely profitable business. 10 years on, they have nearly 200 individually converted and unique vans on their books. And like Bella, they're designed to not just be practical, but also beautiful. As Lindsay and David's family grew, they needed a bigger camper van.
We knew that the name is such an important part of the personality of the whole van. So even before we knew what van we were getting or what we were going to do, we started discussing possible names. And David suggested the name Frida. And then it just clicked. As soon as he said the name Frida, I thought of Frida Kahlo. Frida Kahlo is a very famous Mexican artist. And I just felt like she embodied everything that I wanted this van to be about.
It's the originality of Lindsay's designs in keeping with the theme and the tiny, thoughtful touches which make the vans stand out.
The kids, they've always hated travelling in cars or vans, and they've loved travelling in trains. And so we wanted to be able to recreate that train carriage feeling inside Frida. Proper 3-point seatbelt, so your kids will all be really safe. We've also got these really handy cup holders. I don't know if you find the same thing, but kids are always thirsty when you're travelling, so we can put a cup of water in each of those for them. So these 4 belted seats and table also turn into a full-size double bed for the grown-ups. And this area is where you really see that the Frida Kahlo aesthetic and the aesthetic of our wonderful craftspeople comes together. So they specialise in using this beautiful reclaimed whiskey barrel oak to make all of the cabinetry. And then also they make use of these gorgeous, unique, bespoke pieces of wood. Those quirky touches are what brings real soul to a camper van like this. So we've got the bunks through here. As you can see, they are triple bunks. We knew there are so few camper vans that can sleep 6 people, and we really wanted to enable these families of 6 to be able to go away in a camper van too. They're fixed, no need to faff around when it's time to put them to bed. Each bunk has got its own set of curtains. They've all got a little porthole window which you can open up and peek out of. Each one's got its own light and its own cup holder and its own magical cupboard, so the kids feel like it's really their own special little space.
So, what would a little piece of magic and a holiday in Frida set you back?
Depending on the season, we rent her out for between £112 and £160 a night, which for a treasured memory that's going to last a lifetime and a real sense of adventure in your holiday, I think is very good value for money.
Back at the Quarry, Catch is making sure Cosmo has his own unique personality.
So what would be nice for Cosmo is to give him a really strong brand and to bring some consistency from the outside into the inside decor as well. What I'd like to do is do a really big, oversized fern over the wheel hub, and that'll really give a real wow factor.
George's 12-year-old daughter Rose has shared most of her childhood with Cosmo and wants to help bring him back to life.
So Rose, I hear that you used to go travelling in this van?
Yeah.
It's gone through some pretty radical changes the last few days, hasn't it?
I think it looks really good, and I like it better now.
Do you?
Yeah. I want to have my friends over for like a sleepover type party in here.
Oh, wow, that'll be amazing.
Yeah.
You are a dab hand. Look at that. That's beautiful. That is an oak leaf. Now you've put your stamp on the van again after all these years.
Okay, let's drop in the counter. Should be a perfect fit. Brilliant. That looks good. Just drop in the nice handmade tap. And the hob, she's just going to drop straight in as well. Looks good. It's got a nice natural organic feel to it, veiny edge. And I like the fact that we've used this handmade tap. It's a bit industrial, but you can't buy a tap like that. And so it gives it much more of a unique feel. And also, because I've got mains power down here, I've decided to go for a normal ceramic hob, and that's actually much safer in a van like this than using gas. It's a really good idea. I'm really happy with that. Great.
Flooring's going down, and the old base plate Ian and Simon rescued from the passenger seat is being recycled, transformed into a new swivel bench.
As they're busy doing the lino, I'm using the outside space, pretending this is our wall and this is our base plate, and working out how close I can get this plate to allow it to spin from sticking out to nicely tight along the back wall. So you can see, getting up close there. Go a little bit more. Ooh, that's about it really. So that it just about skims past. And once I've got my wooden base on and we've built up the bench, it should all turn around, but just about miss that back wall.
The bench will be a unique feature for the van, and inexpensive to make. George and Al are determined to recycle what they can. Inspired by their visit to the cabin with Simon, they're reusing old glass to give Cosmo a new front door and let the natural light flood in.
Should we see if it shuts before I put any more in? That's all right.
Even on rainy days, guests will be able to look out at the beautiful quarry.
Macrame. It was huge in the 70s and it is even bigger now, and you can really impress people with just some very, very simple knots. So I've got a selection of jam jars, cookie jars, tins, and I've got this coloured cord. All you have to do, 4 lengths of 2 arm lengths and a Usain Bolt. That's all you need.
A A simple knot at the top acts as the hanging point for the holder.
Macrame is really therapeutic and you can really lose yourself in it. Doing this on an evening is just such a lovely thing to do. You get completely carried away. Doesn't have to be perfect. So I've done my 4 knots, and then what I'm going to do, take 1 each from a different section and just knot them. I just want to show that at just the simplest of knots, you can have all sorts of designs. It is so easy.
It's another cost-effective way of creating a big impact for Cosmo.
I'm now ready for my pot. And I just want to make sure it fits in, which it does. So all I'm going to do now, take it all out, do a nice big knot at the bottom, and there you have your 3rd hanging piece.
Hey, Catch, how you getting on?
I've just finished
Well,
my
look at
little
these.
macrames. Thank you very much.
They could be used for storage as well, couldn't they?
They could be used for anything,
And I like-
indoors and outdoors.
Colour matches our little project, I see.
Absolutely.
How's the table going?
Oh, can I show you?
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
Come and have a look.
Oh, that's cracking.
So going with the theme.
You varnished it?
Yes, I varnished it just to really bring out that gorgeous wood detail.
So is it ready to go?
Absolutely.
I really like that. I'm going to go and fit it.
Fantastic, thank you.
Brilliant. Well done.
Thank you.
Inspired by their visit to the cabin, Al and George are recycling old pallets to fence the deck. And even the van's old gear lever is being recycled.
Great. Coat hook. Happy with that?
With George and Al now gone from the site, the team makes the final push of transforming Cosmo. Just 3 weeks ago, Cosmo was an abandoned van rotting in the corner of a quarry.
Oops.
Its driving days over. Nature and the elements had taken their toll. And only the brave or foolish would sleep or eat here. But this was the perfect location for a unique and quirky van. And with a little imagination, a small budget, and a lot of love, Cosmo has risen.
Oh, wow, it looks amazing.
So,
Oh, it really
I know
does
we've
look
all been
amazing.
really busy on this, but Catch has been in there and done the final dressing, and it really has transformed it.
Massively.
I have to say, it does not look like the same van, does it?
I can't believe it. That's unbelievable.
It's no longer Cosmo, the slightly grotty, slightly forgotten van, and now it almost feels like we should not do this and drive her away.
No, I'm just going to go and live in it. No, no, I'm not. I can't
almost
wait
feel-
for people to come. Can't imagine what I would think if I came here on holiday. Love it.
So straight away, look at this outside space.
Yeah, I love it.
We've got the planters made out of pallets.
Yeah, we really liked those when we went to the cottage with you. But what we've done is not have vegetables, but actually things that are native to the quarry that we're in.
It's a really entrancing space. I think we should go and have a look inside.
Exciting.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Isn't that incredible? It's so different.
Yes.
Oh, I can't believe it.
What a transformation.
Cat's colour scheme really, really works for me.
Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous.
How is your new big comfy sofa at the front?
Exactly what I imagined, actually.
relaxed.
Being able to sit here and then, like, just look out. Brilliant.
And you can sit there and eat with Cat's really beautiful table. I love that fern pattern.
Wow, yes.
And then we've got this seat, which swings across. So it's out of the way now so you can get in and out. But when you want to dine, it just rotates round.
Wow.
Brilliant.
So you can sit and have 4 people eating dinner.
I love the way it's used the mechanism from the passenger seats, yeah, the way we used to swing it around, because we used to do that just to get a bit more space, and it's really exciting to see it like that.
That is very clever.
Beautiful Belfast sink and handmade taps. It's a completely transformed space.
I honestly can't believe it was that rusty old heat only a couple of weeks ago. It's unbelievable.
Do you know what, though? We're not actually finished. There's still one more job to do.
Really?
Really?
You step outside, I'll show you.
Wow. Aha. Hello.
Hey.
So Ian and Catch have got a little surprise to finish, and I think a really good name for a place to stay is really important, and it could only really be one name, couldn't it?
Shall I pull it off? Yeah, go on then.
Keep it nice and low.
Oh, it's so exciting. I named this fan Cosmo.
Ta-da! Yeah! Wow, look at that.
Oh, I love
Amazing.
it.
So guys, we're done, we're finished. I guess I want to ask you now how much you're thinking of charging people to come and stay.
Blimey.
Mm.
I don't know. £90 a night? Maybe a bit more?
I'd bite your arm off.
Would you?
Do you know what? It's been one of the most incredible transformations. It's actually only just been a little bit over 3 weeks, and there's been lots of helping hands to achieve that. It's not just been our team, but you've roped in loads of friends and helpers, and I think it'd be really good for us all to say thank you to those guys.
We would absolutely love to do that, because I can't believe what it looks like now.
Guys!
Well done you, thank you. Yeah, I'm really blown away by how lucky we are to be surrounded by people like you and our other friends that helped us. And Simon, I'm going to say genuinely thank you to you and all your vision. It's been a real pleasure working with you.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure working with you.
Yeah, and just seeing it come to life and all your ideas, and I'm really grateful.
This was our family van for a long time, and it's rested for a long time, and now it's been brought back to life.
I feel a bit emotional about it, but yeah, it makes it really special.
We are grateful.
Yeah, we are.
We are grateful.
Yeah,
It's been a
we
great
are.
pleasure. So it's the end of the project, and I have to say I'm blown away by what we've done here. Cosmo the van was feeling really, really tired. He was near the end of his life, but we've turned him around, transformed him, and I think it's quite an amazing space that we've got down there. The team have done so well. I'm really happy.
Incredible, incredible transformation.
Yeah.
We've always had this dream of reinventing it somehow, and that just exceeds expectations, doesn't it?
It makes it so different from anything else that you could possibly find. I love it.
Join us next time
Come on, have a look inside.
Please do, yeah.
as Simon and his team
1, 2, 3.
help to transform more unusual spaces in beautiful places into truly unique B&Bs.
It's amazing.